Apart from defining the competence framework, we now sat back and asked ourselves, how do we build competence, or what solutions do we need to bring on board to enable our teams to build these competencies that are saying are very important for the business, are very important to enable us to drive superior performance within the business. And so we have now been able to come up with certain solutions that will enable our teams to build those competencies. And these solutions are targeted at different levels within the business. And like I said, they are leadership. Everyone within the business is a leader, right? So you are either leading self, or you're leading others, or you're leading managers, or you're leading an organization. And so that's how we have mapped out the leadership solutions that we're going to roll out within the business. So after creating the leadership competence framework, the next step was to define the solutions that would enable us to build these competencies within the business. And the solutions, again, had to be mapped across the different levels within the business. Because we say you're either leading self, or you're either leading others, or you're leading managers, or you're leading the organization, or even you're leading an enterprise, right? And so we have already identified certain solutions that will help us to drive competence development across all those levels within the business. And at a leading self level, we have defined a program called Personal Effectiveness. And this will equip our teams with the competencies that will enable them to drive self-leadership. And again, remember I said we have a leadership competency framework, right? So all the programs that we have, or all the solutions that we have defined, have been mapped on all the leadership and the core competencies that we have predefined, all right? So like, for example, one of our competencies is customer first. So if I'm leading self, how do I handle our internal customers? Because you're either handling, or you're either serving internal customers, or you're serving external customers. So as an individual, what self-leadership skills do I need to have in order to effectively serve my internal customers and serve my external customers? Then, so that is personal effectiveness targeted to building self-leadership competencies. Now we have another program called Team Leader Development Program, or let me call it a solution called Team Leader Development Program, that is targeted in enabling us to build competencies that will enable our teams to lead teams, right? Remember I talked about leading self, leading others, leading managers, and leading the organization. So for self-leadership, the solution that we have defined is personal effectiveness. And now for leading others, the solution that we have defined is called Team Leader Development Program. Again, it's still mapped on the same competencies. So the example I use for leading self is customer first. So when I'm looking at team leader development and taking that competence, what I'm asking is, how do I lead my team in a way that they'll be able to provide excellent customer service to our internal customers and external customers? So that's how we have mapped the solution for the teams that are leading others. The third solution that we have defined is called a management development program, which is a solution targeted to building competencies that are required by the staff that are leading managers. So the level of competency proficiency goes up. Yeah, because leading self, you are at an awareness level. You just need to have an awareness level of the competence. Leading others, you need to have a fundamental level of understanding of the competence. And then leading managers, when you look at the competence, you need to be at a developed level of competence. So for the solution that we have predefined for the teams that are at leading managers level, we are calling it Management Development Program. Then finally, we have another solution that is at a leading organization level that is targeted to teams that are leading at that level, right? So that's how we have focused, or those are the solutions that we have defined to help us build the behaviors that our teams need to demonstrate in order to help us as a business actualize our vision, our strategic direction, and also our business plans. And in essence, drive superior performance within the business. Now remember, I talked about core leadership, core competencies and leadership competencies. Now apart from that, we have also defined solutions that will enable us to build competence that is required for teams that have been identified as future potential leaders. And these solutions will be used to accelerate their development. Now we have teams through the talent management process that have been identified as potential future leaders. And for those, we have come up with a solution called Versatile Accelerator Development Program. And we will use that to accelerate their development into senior leadership level positions. Another accelerator development program, leadership accelerator development program that we have defined is called Simba Executive Development Program. And we have partnered with the Stellenbosch Business School in South Africa to help us provide this program to the targeted individuals within the organization.